Hey everyone, this is Doug Pryor with JP and Associates Realtors. Welcome to my new video series. I'm calling it Ask a Realtor, and each week or maybe a couple of weeks I'm going to delve into a specific topic of real estate related that people often ask when I'm talking to them in person. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to just sit down in a video series and be able to spread this to more people that might find it interesting, and I hope you do. Certainly, if you have a question real estate related you'd like me to cover, feel free to comment, send me a message, and I'll try to cover it in a future episode. But just sit down with a cup of coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker, and this is kind of the way I like to have conversations. So just like as if you're sitting across from me, we can talk a little bit about real estate and maybe some questions, hopefully, that you find beneficial. By the way, if you're a coffee drinker, Lola Savannah Coffee, you can find it in the bulk section at Central Market. Best by far on the market. It's made down in Houston, and we've been drinking it for a while in my household, and we get compliments all the time. Very good coffee. Give it a try if you haven't had a chance to. Today, I thought I would cover the topic that I hear most often asked, the question, and that is, so what's the market doing? How's the market? And here in Dallas Fort Worth, if you've not been living under a rock or had your head in the sand for the past few years, you realize we're in what's called a seller's market. And basically what that means is that we have low inventory. We have way more buyers than we do sellers. And so inventory tends to move very quickly. Houses don't stay on the market for very long, and it can be difficult for a buyer to find exactly what it is they're looking for. In a normal market environment for real estate, generally inventory will turn about every 6 months or so. That means everything on the market today within 6 months has been sold, and new stuff obviously comes on the market during the meantime. We've been in kind of a 2 to 3 month range here in Dallas Fort Worth for the past few years, so it has definitely been a seller's market and challenging for buyers. I do believe that there are actually a lot more people out there that would like to sell, that maybe they have substantial equity in their home, that they would like to maybe move up to a nicer home or use that money for other purposes, but they're a little afraid right now to put their house on the market because they realize it will very likely sell quickly, and then they may not be able to find another home to move into if they're staying in the area that they really like. So that is a valid concern, and definitely if you are considering selling, you should have a contingency plan, something that you can do in the meantime. If you sell your house and you haven't closed on a new home, you can't move in right away, have some sort of plan in place to cover that contingency. But I will address that, some people think that because it is a seller's market, houses are moving very quickly. We've all heard stories of people who put their house on the market in 2 days they have 10, 15 offers away, getting way over their asking price and all that kind of thing. Does not necessarily mean that you can simply put your house on the market and get whatever you want for it. There are three reasons in real estate that a house does not sell. The first one being the overall market in general, which here is good, so that's not a concern. The second is the actual condition of the property. So if you live in a home that is maybe 30, 40 years old, it's never been updated, has some obvious flaws, roof needs to be replaced, maybe some foundation issues, things like that, that can affect your ability to sell the house as well as what you're going to be able to get for it. And of course, the third reason that a house may not sell is the price itself. So just because we're in a seller's market, just because houses are going quickly and values continue to go up, does not mean you can just set a price and say, hey, whatever, come buy my house, and people are going to jump at it. As a matter of fact, in my local neighborhood here in Arlington, I've had 3 houses in the last year that have been put on the market for substantially above the current market rate. And all 3 of those houses sat, a couple of them sat for almost a year at that elevated price point. And finally, when they did sell, they were much less than what the sellers had originally asked. And just likely they did not really get the kind of offers that they wanted, or the kind of traffic coming through, people looking at the house, that they should have gotten had they priced them appropriately. So it is extremely important when you get ready to sell to know what is the current market value of your home based on its location, based on its condition, and be able to set your price at a point where you're going to generate interest from the beginning. Because once you generate the interest from the beginning, then you're more likely to get more people interested. You're more likely to possibly get into a multiple offer situation, people offering more than the asking price. But if you don't have that interest to start with, then it makes it much more difficult to generate it later after you've already had your house on the market for a while. Once a house has been on the market for a little while, whatever the reason, if it's overpriced, it's not updated, or bad location, or whatever the reason is, once it's been on the market a while, people start thinking, oh, they may see the listing, but they think, oh, there must be something wrong with that house. It hasn't been bought, it hasn't moved. So then immediately they start crossing it off the list. So those are just a couple of points about the current market. If you have questions about your particular property, you're thinking about selling, or you just want to know, hey, I know people are saying the prices are going up, what's my house worth, that sort of thing, how much equity do I have, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to give you a customized market analysis for your property, or maybe you're curious about just your neighborhood in general. What is the trend for houses in this neighborhood, price-wise, or there's all kinds of information available out there that I can provide for you should you have questions. So feel free to reach out at any time, and I hope you find these video series beneficial. Hope you'll like and share them so other people can see, and I'll keep them short and brief, usually 5 minutes or less. And again, if you have a specific question that you would like addressed, please let me know. You can see my contact information there at the end of the video. I'm available to help in any way I can. So see you next time.